What do you people want from me? Huh? Hey, greeting friends. Hey, I'm glad you're here with us today. Today we
are working on a 7020 Allis.
All you Allis guys ought to like that, huh? Well, our Allis has a little problem. It's a wandering drunk going down the road. Customer complaint is when he travels and moves from field to field or pasture to pasture, because mainly this tractor is now a feed tractor, feeding hay bales, is that the tractor wanders back and forth down the road. So with a little look and see, we had the tractor operator turn the steering wheel while we watched the tie rods and where our steering arm ties into our spindle on each side. This side here, the right hand side of the tractor, everything seemed tight. When he moved the steering wheel back and forth, we had no movement. On the contrary, on this side, when he would turn the steering wheel back and forth, we would get a slight amount of movement in this arm compared to the spindle not moving. So you take off a snap ring on the top of here and you remove this arm. We used a 2-jaw puller, pulled this arm up off, and you expose this half moon key. Well, you can tell from that picture that half moon key has wear on it. So we are loose here in our spindle, and we're also loose in our steering arm. So hopefully the fix is going to be a brand new key. We're going to put a new key in it and we'll come back. And done. Remember what I told you that we had some projects to work on? I already showed you one, which was the 7020 Allis. Success on that repair, by the way. A lot tighter. We are going to have to do a few more things. Those tie rod ends aren't very good, so we will replace those eventually. This little machine right here that was brought to us is a little unrecognizable for some of you die-hard green fans, John Deere fans. Believe it or not, this is a John Deere. The green color is kind of a giveaway, but those off-white panels and everything, they don't look too familiar to me. But upon further investigation, looky what we have here. We got a John Deere pin or serial number, and it tells us this is a 455 John Deere manure spreader. You're all saying big deal. Well, it's kind of a big deal if you know how a normal manure spreader works, right? So we normally know that a manure spreader has a floor with a drag chain that drags the manure or whatever we're spreading towards the back to the beaters. Well, this little unit is a little bit different.
Wait, Dale, there's a big hole in the floor.
Kind of, but not really. This floor is a movable floor with a backstop. So this backstop right here starts off right up here. Okay, and that floor travels and we'll go back and cover this up so when we fill it, then as we start spreading, it has hydraulic cylinders that force the manure back towards the back of the machine to these beaters. Back here we have a lower beater and an upper beater. What is wrong with this little unit is there's 2 hydraulic cylinders. There's a primary and a secondary. The primary is the bottom on the floor. The secondary is the upper. But that rod comes right into that hole right there from that cylinder. It's supposed to have a flat washer on it and a bolt. Well, guess what? The bolts broke off in the end of the rod. So, unfortunately, I had a little bit of camera problems. So I lost the first part with us tearing it apart. But as we continue on with this repair, I'm going to bring you what we do to repair it We had to shove all this back out of the way. We took a snap ring off. A snap ring that's just like this, but on the other cylinder that's set right there. We've got the cylinder out. We're going to extract that bolt out of that cylinder. Sorry. A little rain come in here on me. Anyway, we're going to extract that bolt and overhaul the cylinder because the cylinder is leaking like a sieve. Customer also complains that the upper beater won't turn. I got to do a little looking into that. It doesn't look like the shear bolt's in it. But the customer also told me that he can't put a shear bolt in it. And I don't know about you, but I can understand why he can't put a shear bolt in that. Shear bolt goes in through this block, lines up with that hole. It's impossible to get in behind there to put a shear bolt or a nut. My high suspicion is if we step back here and we look at this chain, a chain runs at an angle. And if we look right up here, somebody prior to him has put 2 lock collars right here. And if we come over to this side, that lock collar is clear against the base of this spreader. So my suspicion is I'm going to take this cap off and there's going to be a bunch of shafts sticking out here clear to the end of this. So we just need to slide that beater the opposite way towards this direction. Then that will allow us to have a gap in between here where it will line our chain up and we'll be able to put in our shear bolt. We'll get back to this in the next couple videos. We also did a bunch of work this weekend in the shop. Mama 9 Acres and I spent a bunch of time cleaning, sweeping, arranging tools, things like that. Just getting more and more prepared for it. We've got some projects coming up that we're going to have to be inside the shop. CW, my son, Braden and I, we're going to be working in here some with more projects to go. We also got that garden project going on, remember? So there's not a lack for anything to do around here, and it's about time to order some meat chicks. We got in a hurry last year, ordered meat chickens to put out on pasture, and it turned into a disaster. So we're kind of holding off a little bit. You know, if you remember right, we got that real cold snap, rainy snap there in April of last year. Well, guess what? We had 2-week-old chicks that were outside and under heat lamps, but still suffered, and we lost some to it. So we're going to hold off a little bit. We'll probably look for them at the 1st of May. Hey, I'm glad that you came along with us today. I hope that you find some goodie out of this. I plan on bringing you some more equipment stuff. And leave us a comment down below. What kind of equipment that you've been working on lately? If there's any kind of questions you have on any of this kind of stuff, hey, we appreciate reading that. As always, we're glad that you are here with us. Please like and subscribe. It helps out our channel. I was also looking on all of the numbers that YouTube shares with me, and they shared with me that 84% of you watching this aren't subscribed. Hey guys, do us a favor. Also, if you like this, please share it on your social media. Have a good day.